Welcome to Spiritual Vacancy, the space where we stop running from the void and start filling it. I'm Brooke Ann, I'm a professional psychic medium, and in each episode, we dive deep into the practices, stories, and insights that turn spiritual hunger into spiritual wholeness. If you've been feeling like something is missing, you're in the right place. Let's fill the gap together, and your journey starts now. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is you are listening into the podcast. I have a special guest today. Her name is Mary Kate. She is in Brooklyn, New York. She goes by Freckled Buddha Wellness is her business, and she's also a holistic practitioner as well as an energy healer. So I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I want to hear about your journey and how you got started and what kind of led you into this career path. What was it with you that you were kind of drawn to, for one, become a holistic practitioner too, because I want to dive into that, but
Yeah.
then also the energy healing and do you do it together? So if we could start from the beginning, how did you get started in this?
Well, I guess ever since I was young, I've always been like a lover of things kind of unknown, but like hard to prove, but easily known within. And I don't know exactly how to explain that, but just kind of having like this awareness that I felt like other people didn't have and asking questions that adults didn't seem to have answers for, like asking, how long is infinity? Like things like that, and having a sense of understanding that I would be dead a lot longer than I would be alive at a very young age. And just understanding that there's so much more than what we can see. And I didn't know what to do with that. So I started like really questioning people without asking questions, picking up on their body language, basically trying to get answers without words. And over time, I just kept developing that skill set and being able to tell people's emotions without them having to tell me. And eventually, what started happening when I was young was that grown adults would start telling me their secrets without me having to ask any questions. And I didn't know what to do with that. And I would always like tell my mom, like, Mrs. So and so, my teacher told me about her divorce. And like, I'm 7. Like, I don't even know what that means. Right. Like, so things like that. And just really being overly empathetic for a long time. Things would affect me a lot more than other children. Like, I would be sadder than most, or if I got angry, I'd be angrier than most, and really like keeping that all in. And eventually, I ended up in my late teen years becoming a bartender and a waitress for a long time. And that's a whole nother skill set where you basically start picking up people's needs before. And
Mhm.
then I started working in the veterinary space, and my patients had no voice. So I had, you start feeling and being more attuned that way. And then about 10 years ago, I was partying a lot and like basically just like, I don't know what to do with any of this, really no direction in life, so to speak, not taking anything too seriously. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to start like getting back into spirituality and like just started reading about religions. And I started like going to Reiki practitioners just like for fun, like for a hobby. I was like, I don't want to be partying. I want to like see what this is. And every time I went to one, they would tell me, like, you could do this, you could do this. And I'd be like, they're going to try and sell me something. Like, that's always what I thought. Like, I always thought, oh, let me guess, you have a course. Let me guess, you have a retreat. Let me guess, you have like something you need me to do. And no one ever did. And then I went to a shaman once and we were doing like a channeling. And I was like, I want to see if I can do like a past life regression. Nothing came through on my end. She said that she saw that I was like a Native American in a past life, but she was like, you 100% have healing hands. You 100, like, kept saying this. I went again. She said the same thing. And then I just let it all go. Then I had a really hard battle with infertility where I had to like be very into like the medical space. And I wasn't exactly into like, I never was a big pharma person. I was every single one of my mother and all my aunts, there's about 12 of them, are all nurses. So I'm
Wow.
very like pro healthcare,
Wow. Yeah.
but I just was never a big, like, I guess, antibiotics type and whatnot. And in veterinary medicine, it's so minuscule, like how much we medicate animals. Like it's so, everything is, for lack of a better word, holistic. And I've even worked at holistic practices. Like you only do antibiotics when necessary. You only vaccinate when 100% necessary. Like, so doing fertility drugs all the time was like, oh, like this is horrid. So I ended up having a really bad birth experience with my daughter when I did have her. And I'd thrown a muscle spasm and I was paralyzed in my neck for a while. And I couldn't take any meds because I was breastfeeding. But nothing really worked. It kept it didn't really go away. So my friend was like, oh, I have this healer. You should go see her. And she books up 6 months in advance and all stuff. So I waited forever. But my neck really was bothering me. And I walk into her office and sure enough, the second I walk in, she goes, you're a healer. And I was like, great, this woman's going to sell me something. I just want my neck better. And we got to talking and she basically was like, and I kept going like every 6 months or so. And she would tell me every time, like, you can do this. Like you're a healer, you're powerful, you're this or that. And she's like, I bet strangers tell you like your secrets and all this stuff. And I was like, how does he know this? Whatever. And like, it was interesting. And so I eventually was like, I'm going to try. Like, I'm going to try and, figure this out. And I started studying crystals and acupressure and tuning forks. By the way, she did heal my neck 100%. Yeah. It's completely, I literally was like this for like years and she completely fixed it. But I just kept studying. And then I was like having my friends like, hey, you guys want to try something? and doing that and like, just really putting it into practice. Like I would practice on my husband. And when I tried with my husband, I would feel nothing. I wouldn't feel any energy from him. And then I realized whatever gift or whatnot that I use does not work on men at all.
Okay.
I don't get really a sense of them for the most part. But with women, I do. And there is more of an empath energy happening. So then everyone luckily liked it. And I went on and now I work out of my house or I do parties where, we go and we talk about holistic health. I started studying and I got certified by Scholistico as a holistic health practitioner in naturopathy. I just really wanted to start like spreading like the word. And like during that time when I was really studying everything, COVID happened. And I don't know how it was down south, but in New York, they made a rule that if you didn't get vaccinated, you could lose your job.
Okay.
And I was pregnant at the time. So I was like, I can't even take a Tylenol. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And after years of infertility. So I was like, that's not happening. And it wasn't anything like I'm an anti-vaxxer. It was just, this doesn't make sense. Like I can't even eat soft cheese. Like this, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess like during that, a lot of people started like waking up to that not everything is as it seems, that it's not that doctors are sitting around trying to make people sick. That's crazy, right? That's not why anyone becomes a doctor, but there are people making a lot of money because money is an energy. And there's a lot of people making money to keep you sick or just aren't looking into things as much because profit is more important. So I just really wanted to teach women that there are other ways. Everything's obviously it's about body autonomy in all senses of the word. My body, my choice in all ways. And you don't always have to, like you're tougher than you think. You don't have to run to take Midol every time you have your period. You don't have to do Botox if you don't want to. There's other ways to look and feel, more importantly, to feel younger and just to explore that. And so luckily, I have like a little following on social media and whatnot. And it's just basically I try to, like my big shtick is like, I wish all women knew. And like, that's what my social media kind of posts are about. It's like, I wish all women knew that like, you're so strong. You're so strong. Like you have a portal in between your legs that brings souls earthside from somewhere in the universe. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you are so powerful.
Right.
Like so powerful. Like a man could never.
Right.
Like,
right. No, God, no, never.
We let them run the world, but they can't even run a birthday party.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You're so strong. Like think of and women have been doing that in like the bush for millennia. Like before we had epidurals. Like that's so cool.
Right.
Like that's so cool. And there's just natural ways to go about like you can withstand. Like women are stronger. Like I don't like that that basically there's all these people trying to tell you that you can't. That like you need this drug. You need this. You need to big push now is HRT, like the hormone replacement therapy. Like to each their own. Like if you think you need that, it's like a buzzword now. Like everyone who comes in now asks me about it. And
Oh,
I'm like, you know, out of nowhere. And I'm like, what is this? Like, why is everyone asking about this? And it's like
right.
perimenopause is now like a big thing. And
Hmm.
the future is kind of in this elective drug space, the Ozempics, the HRTs, like this non-prescription needing, but you can get it even if you don't kind of
Hmm.
thing.
Yes.
So everyone's curious, and rightfully so. Like, is this going to benefit me? Is it not? And um, I feel like there is sort of like a bit of a little witchcraft way about that. That yes, like these things probably will help you, but like, what are they taking in return?
Right.
Is what's happening with a lot of women. And same with birth control, things like that. Like a lot of women come to me because I can't get pregnant, and I can't get anyone pregnant. Like that's not what I do. I
Right.
don't have the
Right.
equipment.
Right.
But we can get you feeling good in a space so that you can take control of your health. If you need to go on an IVF journey, if getting yourself as healthy as possible to detox before trying to get pregnant, because our womb,
Right.
everything is held in your womb space, like
Yes.
all the toxins, everything. That's what comes out in your period. It's not just uterine lining. It's all the toxins that we take from everything in the world, and energetic toxins too. It's not just
Correct.
all the products we use. Like negative energy is also a toxin.
Yeah. Negative thoughts, negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating too to hear like your story where it's almost sounds like you were fighting being a healer, like
Totally.
we're not wanting to accept it or thinking, oh, I can't do this. Like, why is everybody telling me this? What did you do prior to, oh, you were in the veterinarian, right? And then you were a server and you were already picking up energy 100% because that's all I always say people that are servers, people that are nurses, that are doctors, like vets, all that stuff, even personal trainers, people that work with people are all healers in their own right, right? So you were
For
like
sure.
fighting it like the whole time thinking, no, 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 I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that way. Until you finally just sounds like you just embraced it and was like, okay, I
Yeah,
can
I
do
was just,
this.
I think it's a lot of times women, me in general, like some women are like that boss, like they have that, like my sister's like that. She's got like that energy of like she can manage a team and whatever.
Hmm.
I'm like, I can't even manage myself. How am I gonna, how am I gonna help people? Like I'm
Right?
like the aunt that lets you smoke cigarettes at her kitchen table. Like I'm not a doctor.
Right.
I'm not, that's not my vibe. Like it's, but I guess like by being like just kind of owning it and being like, you know what, I'm gonna be so unapologetically myself that I give everyone the freedom to be themselves. And
Yeah.
so much of what women do is like masking in the world. Like we're just like being good girls and like just trying and like giving women a space where they can just let it be.
Yeah.
I think that's healing in itself.
It is. And I love you talking about that part of your journey because I feel like a lot of women don't want to believe that they can do certain things or are
Mm-hmm.
like, that's not me or that's not who I think I should be or, I just do this and this is all I do. But even though they know, like, and I'm sure even with you, there's always like that yearning, like, I should be doing something more or there might be something else out there that I should be doing. And I think it's so important that women hear your story because of the fact that you did kind of push it off. You were already doing healing
Sure.
work without doing like technical healing. It didn't have like a label, right? Like, oh, I'm a healer.
Right.
But you were already doing the work. And I think so many people are already doing it, but they're so scared or unsure of themselves or like to take that step of like to finally say, oh shit, I am a healer. Oh, I
Yeah.
can do this. Oh, this is my path. You
Because
know
you're
what I mean?
crazy if you do that.
Right. People,
That's you're
right.
crazy.
Yeah, or you'll even think you're crazy, like in your own thoughts, even though other people that are like telling you like you're a healer, Mary Kate, you're a healer. You're like, no, what are you trying to sell me? What?
Yeah.
I'm not buying your
I was
freaking program.
before. I was like, here, you're gonna give me some $1,000. But it's like you know what it is when you go to a spa. Because here's what
Right.
I'll try and make my business as much like a spa like experience as possible, right? Even though we're in my living room or I go to your house, but like I try my best. I have massage table, can't when you go and get a facial, when you go to leave, they try and sell you a million products. Here's the lotion you need. Here's this. You need this. So you go to a hairstylist. Oh, there's this great shampoo you need to be using. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. So like we're so used to having to pay
Right.
for any sort of knowledge in the world at all. Like even it's like to like do anything, you need to just watch an ad that we're just like, what are you trying to sell me? The whole world is ads now. So like, what do you need me to do? Like, so
Right.
someone actually genuinely being nice and like trying to help you is so foreign.
It
So
could be
foreign.
it. Definitely. It definitely can feel foreign sometimes when you're like, you don't want anything from me. You just really want myself. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing
Oh,
else. So with you, when you do the holistic, can you kind of walk us through like if I were to book a session with you because you are in Brooklyn, so if people are not in your area, you do virtual as well, or is it just in
I'm
person?
actually thinking about moving into that space. I've
Okay.
been very fortunate that I have like a steady amount of clients, but I was thinking about doing like clarity calls in a sense.
Okay.
I personally don't have any ability to do like healing through
Gotcha.
online. I know some people do. I just
Correct.
don't. But like majority of what we do is someone books a session, they come over. The first thing we do is we go sit at the table, have a cup of tea. You tell me what's going on, what you want to work on. If you've been working towards something, just anything. Because I'm going to ask you from the holistic perspective. Say you come in for a headache. What do you do? What's your relationship like? Like, how often are you going to the bathroom? What are your cycles like? You know, when you go into a doctor, all they want to know is when your last period was. They don't
Right.
ask you anything else.
No.
What kind of medications are you taking? Have you had stresses in this year? Do you have kids? Don't you have kids? What's your relationship with your parents like? Things like that. Like, because so much of the things that we carry in our body, I believe it all emotions are energy in motion, and sometimes they get stuck in your body instead of just being felt and through, and they get stuck in spaces, and that can cause physical pain.
Mhm.
And sometimes, oddly enough, I don't know if you're familiar with the term epigenetics.
Mm-mm.
Um,
No.
so epigenetics is this wild study that they prove more and more true every day. They usually test, it's easy to test in rats. So if you were to feed rats nothing but Coca-Cola, those rats that they give birth to are going to be sugar addicts, things like that. Like your body
Ah,
holds the trauma. So over
gotcha.
time, like when our grandmothers are what are in utero, they carry all, like our mother is in their eggs, and then our mother is carrying all of us.
Right.
So what happens to our grandmothers happens to us, and that's just what we know about. So imagine like 20 generations ago, how much of that is held within you. So much of what we're carrying around isn't even ours. So
Right.
like one of the easy examples of this is like Jewish women tend to like to have higher levels of like fear concentration or like a sense of like dread, and they believe that's because of like the Holocaust and whatnot, or like people in Budapest, this is very common with like people who have survived the Holocaust, like this sense of dread. And like they studied it in, I not really so much studied it as much as it's been like the Irish were very easy to put into factories when they came to America because they would just like drink and want to have this work culture, and they would just bite down and not complain about anything. Like, so every like culture has its own version of like how this shows up. And then for women, there's just so much, unfortunately, like there's so much like sexual trauma and things that happen to, specifically to women over the years. And like, you know, we were once property. Like most of the world, we probably still are. So like these things that happen that you don't realize, and they get stuck in your body, and they just need a place to go. So you do an energy cleanse. We do aftercare. So when you come, we get you on the massage table, we cleanse your chakras, we use crystals, tuning fork acupressure, reflexology, healing touch, a little bit of Reiki. I'm very big on like scalp massage, aromatherapy. Well, it gets catered to the person. And then I call it the purge usually afterwards. Either the person cries or they just want to like talk. And then we just talk it out. So what comes up, what came up for you during the session? You know, we do sound bowls, singing bowls. So it's basically like an hour long meditation. I call it active rest
Mhm.
because I'm moving around, I'm touching you. It's not, a lot of people do acupuncture and they tell me they don't like it because you're just kind of laying there
Mhm.
and it's awkward. And for women, we feel really vulnerable, right? Like you're sitting there face up, partially naked, like on a
Yeah.
table. Like, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
That's awkward. And like no one's touching you. So I tell them come dressed as comfy as possible. You want to come in a big sweatsuit. You want to come bring your own blanket. You want whatever you want to do. Like
Right.
no metal wire bras allowed. Two reasons. They cut off your lymphatic system and cause pressure, which causes clogs. Like, so your body can't drain as much. So there is a belief that it might lead to breast cancer and things just because you're not doing that enough. Also, the tuning forks, it will make them shake, and no one wants shaky boobs on a table. That's awkward. So But then they purge, we have another cup of tea. I send them home on a wellness plan. And, that could be a change in diet. It could be supplements that I tell them everything. I don't sell anything. You can get all of it on Amazon. Like it's not
Right.
I don't, any of that stuff. But luckily everyone who's ever come has come back, which has been really cool. That's been like the most validating thing, or like they've sent someone.
Yeah.
And, but just the biggest thing that I've realized, it's so crazy, is so many women struggle with infertility. So many. It's
Hmm.
probably majority of my practice is women who are struggling with infertility. And then at the other side, so many women have birth trauma. So
Hmm.
many women had really bad experiences while giving birth to their children in hospitals, which was really sad. I mean, I don't think anyone really has like a pony ride of a birth
Right.
experience.
Of
Yeah,
course.
it's pretty
Yeah.
rough.
Right.
Um, at least here, because like home birthing isn't really a thing here. Like I don't think you're even allowed. I don't know if you're not allowed to do it, but I've never even heard of anyone doing that in New York. It is something I wanted to explore. My husband was like, absolutely not. Luckily so. I have two. My kids were both 10 pounds each.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, it was pretty
Woman.
wild. Yeah, and a week
Did
later,
you give birth naturally or C-section?
yeah, naturally for both.
Oh
Um,
my woman. Oh my.
Yeah. So I would say it was traumatic, but like the things that some women
Right.
have told me of like doctors just like not believing they're in pain, or like,
Oh yeah.
pushing the Pitocin, or the amount of emergency C-sections.
Hmm.
Crazy. Like it's just so disheartening. So like everyone has like this idea of what it's going to be like. And like you're hoping for, like, I think every woman wants like that deep carnal, like, greatness, because it is the most important thing in the world. And like it's just this horrid experience that like
Yes,
really
it is.
it like really messes them up. Like they like, and they're just like still in shock. Like, did that happen? And some women don't even. It's kind of your body remembers it as like a sexual trauma, even though like you're not being sexually abused, but like you're naked. You're
Hmm.
naked in front of everybody, and all this is happening against your will. So
Right.
it really does affect them. And like, luckily, I hope that I've helped some of them, and hopefully they just keep passing. I'm like, I don't even care. I tell everyone, I'm like, if you like something and whatever, I stick the email. Well, I'm like, send it to your friends. Like, have at it, right? They don't need to come see me. Like, it's about getting women to know the goods, like
Yeah.
what's going to help them. I don't care. Let them know. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, I love that too. So I love that you work with women, especially with fertility, because it is a big issue. And it's a lot of times it's kept quiet. A lot of times women don't want to talk about it or discuss it because it is so emotional and traumatizing, and it can go up and down, and the things that they experience with it, especially you, because you had it as well. So I mean, it's like you know exactly how they feel or could relate in some ways with the women
Oh
that
yeah.
you're helping. And I love it. It sounded wonderful what you were talking about, what you do with the session. And I understand not doing it online because I don't do any energy healing online either.
I've
I
had,
know.
I've personally have done, and like I've received.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
but I've paid someone to do it. Like I'll go. I
Oh,
love energy
gotcha.
healers. I'm forever. I will always be learning. I will always be going. I will always
Yes,
be trying
I
someone new. I
agree.
love it.
I
Like that's
agree.
my.
I will try
I
anything.
love it. Yeah, I love
I'm
it.
like you. I'll try anything once, and then if I feel
Yeah,
like it's bad, I'm like,
yeah, yeah, totally.
but
I
I
tried with one of my friends. It just didn't. I was like, this is. I'm like, I don't feel anything. Do you?
I feel the same way. And I know we're all trained in it and everybody can do distant Reiki and different distant healing and stuff like that, but I prefer very much in person. And the same thing,
Yeah,
everybody's their own way. Like there's no right or wrong, as long as you're doing it ethically, right? So it's like
yeah,
I
yeah.
totally understand that because I was like, gosh, I wish we lived closer. I'd be booking a session or being like, can we trade? I'll do you, you do me. Because it just sounded lovely with the sound healing and the aromatherapy and this and that, like what you do in the crystals. And it was like, oh my gosh, that sounds lovely the way you were walking through. And then getting to know your client too about what is it that, they need, because that is what is most important because it is their session. You know what I mean? And it shows that you're taking good care of them too and honoring their feelings and that emotion because sometimes it could be vulnerable. Women can feel very vulnerable meeting someone that maybe they don't know or being, laying on a table, like you said, or, just
Yeah.
having unknown thoughts or feelings about what is to happen. Because I feel like sometimes with women with energy work, if they're not familiar with it, they're very tense at first. They're very like, oh, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna hurt me?
Or
Like,
like,
no, not gonna hurt you.
I mean, I guess like because it's all word of mouth mostly, like I don't think I've ever even had a client that wasn't like referred by someone else. Like even though I advertise, like it's always like, oh, so and so from like whatever. Um, I guess that I've been enough of like this weirdo personality that people kind of expect, like, like the tall tattoo girl is gonna do some weird stuff. But
Oh,
the
are you
biggest thing I get is like,
tall? I'm like,
oh yeah, I'm 5'8".
oh,
Some
I'm
people,
5'11".
oh no way, then I'm a shrimp.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, like everyone here, like women are pretty small here. They're like 5'2", 5'4". Um, People are always afraid I'm like a witch. Like that's like the only pushback I've gotten is like, oh, are you like if they're coming for fertility stuff, they're like, are you gonna do something with like an egg? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, like no. I mean, it's tell you to stop using tampons and like
right.
no, things like that. I do like witchcraft in the sense of like, manifesting and like the moon. The moon is a 28-day cycle, just like women, and like the sun's on a 24-hour cycle, with like men, and like, the yin yang of things. And I do like, there is like little like rituals I will give people to do, but it's about like setting intention. Like it's not about like I'm not sacrificing animals or anything. Like that's crazy. Like no. Like it's all about positive energy. Everything is energy. Like there's like there's nothing bad, like dark. I don't even believe I don't even believe in the devil because he's a guy, and I don't think guys have that much power. Like that's how much of like a sexist I am. I won't even give the devil like.
I'm with you, girl.
Like I'm like a guy with superpower with magical. Yeah, okay.
Like no, we're good. I don't believe in it either.
Yeah, like no, it's just like, it's not even real.
It's just fear.
But then I'm trying to convince them what I do is real. So
right. No, like with your training, you had one mentor that trained you to do the energy healing, or was there more than one?
I guess like because to actually like help me in like learning like meridians and whatnot. That was one mentor. She is awesome. Her name's Lisa, but she doesn't have any social media. God bless her. She's a religious Jewish woman. She is awesome, but she doesn't advertise. She has like her clients forever, but she's the best. Like she'll tell me like how to get clients, how to do this. Like she's awesome. She actually just held like her first retreat that I went to up here. But like she's been doing this forever. Every time I talk to someone, they in New York, they always mention like they'll be like, who do you go to? I'm like, oh, Elisa's the best. They're like, oh, I've been going to her for years. Like you always write, it's loyal. She's like one of those like urban legends.
Right.
Works in a doctor's office, like a small doctor's office that like you would never even think is there, kind of thing.
I love it.
She was the most, but I did work with a shaman a little bit about 10 years ago, and then just over time, just going and going and going to different ones and like learning, but then like stopping them and be like, what are you doing? Like asking questions and like annoying them because they're doing something. I'm like, I want to know what that is. Like, what is this tool you're using? What is this? And then for sound healing, I did do training with Harmony Hands. Sound healing, they're in Canada. I did that online. She's cool. She just opened up a practice. Lovely older lady that so knowledgeable. Like every instrument on earth, this lady is a master at.
Wow.
And she actually does a class. Like I don't know if you ever use Udemy, udemy.com.
That sounds really familiar.
So it's where you could sell courses and whatnot. They're like kind of like video recorded courses.
Okay.
And there's so much amazing stuff. That's the best advice I ever got from one of my mentors was that I would always be like, oh, that was my thing. Like when you bring up like why I was fighting it, I'd be like, how could I don't have the knowledge. I don't have that. Like I wasn't born into a family of spiritual people. Like I need more certifications. I need to learn this. And she was like, no, you don't. She was like, 1, you already have it. 2, watch a YouTube video. Why are you paying? You have more than enough knowledge. And I didn't believe that myself. Right. And then because then I realized I'm like, she's been doing this since before the internet.
Yeah.
And like there's women have been doing this. Like why am I like not letting myself know? Like, and you're always learning. So like Udemy became a place where like $10 and I'm so happy to like pay the person $12 because good for them. It helps their business. Right. But like any certification you can think of, or like just knowing any knowledge of it. Right. And like, it's a hands-on learning because like it's online, like you're right there.
Right.
Amazing stuff with that reflexology, all things like that. In New York, we have a lot of red tape about like working physically on someone's body. There's a lot of red tape. Like it's almost like you need a medical degree to like do anything. Luckily, nothing I do really requires that.
Yeah.
Thank God Reiki is like one of those things where like you can like get
Oh,
around a
good.
lot. But a
Yeah.
lot of people have a lot of like it's really hard and like you can. I mean, you can't get like fined for doing
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, that's what I thought too, because I was talking to somebody and I thought like up north, or it could be New York or New Jersey, or you have to have like a special insurance too, or
Mhm.
the state makes you purchase like a special insurance if you're like a
Yeah, the way
metaphysical
to get
type.
around it is we do healing touch.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, healing touch
Is
is a big
that
one.
a thing though, where people have to like buy specific insurance?
Yeah, you know who gets mad about it? I don't do massage. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm not a massage therapist. I don't massage
Right,
people.
right.
People who do massage therapy, there's a lot of schooling and stuff involved. So I have gotten messages from people basically threatening to like rat me out for doing like massage. And I'm like, I don't massage people. I'm like, I don't know what you think
Right.
that
That's
is.
so different than energy work. I
Wow.
mean, you can add them both together, but that's
But
different
I guess because
modality.
they have to do certain, they need a lot of insurance because like that's considered like deep
Uh,
tissue massage is considered medical.
okay,
So
gotcha.
they need something like that. And I'm like, that's not what I do. Like I
Right.
don't even
Oh,
touch
how
people.
funny. They're like gonna rat you out? Like,
Yeah, I
Lord,
was like, what?
stay
They're
in
like,
your lane.
like the city. I'm like, go ahead.
Right. Be like, God, no. Lord
Tell them
have
I'm a witch
mercy.
and they'll go away. Like, what do you
Right?
mean?
People are crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, I love like what you do and what you offer. And was there like an aha moment for you when you started like diving into the energy healing and working with the shamans or working with your mentor Lisa? Was there like a thing where you're like, this is it? Like I know like this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Or did it just always just feel like it just went right into a natural flow for you where it was like, okay.
I don't think there was actually like one moment. There was a lot of like me asking God. I do believe in God. I don't know so much in the sense of like the biblical stories and whatnot. I'm always back
Oh,
and forth about it, but
right.
I do believe 100% there is an energy, a source, a God. Have had so many experiences throughout my life with that, with the angel numbers, bird messengers, things like that. You know, the stuff that will make you sound crazy.
Mhm.
That like I just got overwhelming. I was like, okay, like clearly this is happening. And then I remember asking, like sometime around when I started, I was like, all right, today's a day. I don't know if I should be doing this. I don't know because I also was a school secretary, right? When my daughter was born, and I took a leave, and I was like, if I'm supposed to be going back to work and doing that, that's one thing. But I was like, I really don't think that's what I'm meant to do. I was like, I think I'm meant to like help women in some way. Like I really, really do. And I was like, if I'm supposed to be a healer, send me a feather this week. And I remember like looking every day for the feather, like every day, and the feather didn't come. And I was like, why am I looking for the reassurance of something that I want? Right? Like the discernment. Like I'm getting upset that I'm not finding a feather.
Right.
And I was like, that's ridiculous. Like you clearly want to do this. You should do this. And on like the last day of that week, I remember being like all bummed out, like I'm not gonna get a feather, I'm not gonna get a feather. And I looked up into the sky and there was a giant cloud shape, feather shaped cloud. And I remember being like, oh, I'm literally looking on the floor for a feather and like it's up there and like thinking to myself like is that big enough for you like
Right.
is that a big enough sign like thinking that and then like once I started doing it and actually it's one of those things where like the second I made the decision and I was like I'm gonna do this whatever and I think around that time I had gone to like a psychic dinner and I remember like asking her like is this something I'm supposed to do and she was like, yeah, you're going to work out of your house. And I'm like, I don't even have a room in my house. Like, that's not going to happen. I'm working out in my living room.
Right.
Now, let's fast forward, right? And I'm like, but, and she had said someone with the letter B is going to offer you the job thing in that space. I'm like, I don't know anything with the letter B. And then sure enough, like once I was like, I'm going to do this, I made my first like social media post about it. And I was like crapping myself because I'm like, everyone's going to make fun of me and, you know, this, that, and the other. The first thing was one of my friends with a B initial texted me and was like, hey, I got a group of 13 girls that want to book a party with you.
Ah,
And I was
that's so
like,
awesome.
wow, like literally the second day. I was like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, all right, I guess we're doing this. And then it's
Yeah.
just been steady ever since. So I'm super grateful that like I guess I stopped looking outward was the
Right.
other thing too. Like I stopped like needing reassurance from something else and like letting myself have it. So that's
Yes. I love that too. I love you saying that because it is true. If we don't get that validation, then it must not be true. It must not be the path, right? And I love that you were like, all I had to do was look up. Like it was probably there the whole time, but like you're looking everywhere else for it. But
Everywhere else.
yes. And it's like, they're like, you don't even need it. Like you said, you don't
Yeah.
need it. You're just relying on that to help show you that you're in the right spot. But then everything else flowed exactly how it was supposed to be, which I absolutely love. So if you could give, which that could be part of the advice of anybody listening, but if you could give anybody that's listening, that's starting their path or confused on the path of where they're supposed to be at spiritually, what would it be? Like if you could say anything to anybody listening.
Oh man. There's a few things. One, beware the materialism aspect of spirituality. Like heavy on, I feel like I was like, I need to buy this crystal. I need to spend money on going to see this person. I need to, very like materialistic. And then over time, I've been like, and it's fun at first. Don't get me wrong. Like buying the oils, buying this and that, like, that part of the journey. But that will eventually subside if you let it. And then you start to realize that like you're the magic. All women are magic, and like you are the magic. Things will pull to you. Like really, majority of this is listening. It's not looking, it's listening, and to the voice inside you. And being in nature is huge, but it's a lonely road. Like that's one thing that I think would affect me the most, is that like it's so lonely to be on a spiritual journey, even if like, and I think that's why we're tribal people. So I understand why churches and religion does appeal to people, and like being in community, and that is important. But the spiritual journey is a lonely one, and it does get better. It will always be lonely, but it really is a relationship with you and the universe. So you are really never alone, even though it does like, I'm like, you almost become a novelty to people, which I think is such an interesting thing, where you've always kind of felt, I'm sure if you're on the journey, you have in some way always felt like an outsider. And it's hard, especially when you're young. And it's just as hard as you get older, man. Like it's rough. You would think it was harder when you were young, but I think that's what gives you like the backbone and the armor for when you're older. You do care a lot less about it, but you do become a novelty to people, and that's okay, because it's so fulfilling towards the end to be on your own path, and to know, like, when, I guess at some point in everyone's journey, you're going to feel like you're crazy. You're going to feel like you're going crazy. You're going to feel like this isn't real. I'm wrong. However that may look, like that the world does not make sense. And like, that's the big awakening part, that the conditioning that you've had, everything is conditioning in some way. And that you are not your thoughts. You're the person listening to your thoughts. And that's a really scary thing to figure out, because then whose thoughts are they? Where are they coming from? Like, you got to laugh it off, but like, it'll freak you out. Like, it'll freak you out. Like, I remember like certain parts of my journey being like, I'm fucking crazy. Like there's no way. Like, there's no way. Like, people are not thinking the things I'm thinking. And then when you say it in a room with people, they're like, what's wrong with you? Like, and like, that's happened to me so many times. Like, luckily my husband finds it endearing, and like things like that. And my family's used to it. They're like, yeah, like whatever. But like, even friends, like, like they'll be like, oh, okay. And then eventually, they see, everyone who thinks you're nuts is going to secretly call you and ask you for advice. So don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about the lonely journey. They're going to secretly call you. They're going to be in your DMs. They're going to be like, what do you think about this? Girls that bullied me in junior high are now booking appointments, so it's, I mean, like, a little kid, nothing bad, but like,
Right.
like, people called you a witch or whatever when you were young, they're going to, be paying you one day for your advice. Even if you don't go into any form of like service, right? Like, you don't have to. Just because you're a spiritual person does not mean you have to make money doing it. That's another thing. Like, a lot of us feel, a lot of people think that if they have a gift, they have to monetize it in some way.
Right.
And you don't. You could do things just for you.
Right.
And that's totally fine. I have tons of friends who read cards by themselves. I have tons of friends who just use tuning forks on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you have no obligation to anybody. You don't have to share your gifts with the world. You can keep it to yourself. You don't have, if it's lonely and overbearing. I know people who definitely have like mediumship gifts, and they won't give anybody readings. And like, that's just their perspective, like the life that they had to live, that they don't want to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And honestly, not everyone has a quote unquote gift is another thing. I think a lot of people think that spirituality looks one way, that we're all like talking to beings, or it depends on how far down the road you go, like, or what everyone's journey is different. Like, I have friends who are really into like angel healing and like talking to angels and like however that looks. And then I have friends who are really into spirituality. They're deeply, deeply religious, including my mentor. So like, it's everyone's road is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's road is lonely, but like, it's all about you, and it will be okay. You're not crazy. No matter what you believe, you're not crazy. You wouldn't believe what you believe. People,
Right.
first of all, crazy people don't think they're crazy. That's one. Like,
Right.
they just don't. They don't. They have no awareness of it. You're not
True.
crazy. The world is crazy. The way we live is crazy. So like, have fun with it. And like,
Right.
and you don't have to have everything figured out right now. That's something I think, like, over time I put a lot of pressure on myself to try and like figure out the secrets of the universe. And like, joke's on me, there's thousands of people, if not millions, who have been trying to do this since the dawn of time. So,
Right.
I'm not any further ahead than anyone else. I'm not behind than anyone else. Like, everyone's journey is different, and it's just about enjoying it. So like, it's going to be okay. You're not crazy. That's the big advice I can give someone.
I love it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I appreciate all of your wisdom and your knowledge and, just being honest about your journey today. And so if anybody wanted to book, or if they live in New York, or, follow you on social media, pay attention because you might start offering those calls,
Yes.
right? So when she decides to do that, they can find you at Freckled Buddha Wellness. Is it .com or is this
Oh
Facebook?
yeah,
Tell
I got
everybody where they could find you.
yeah, I'm on all the socials, Freckle Buddha Wellness. I do have the frecklebudawellness.com. I do everything. I do Substack, LinkedIn, whatever you,
Okay.
TikTok, Instagram, anything I probably have like a MySpace page somewhere from it,
Okay.
like years ago.
That's going
But
way
Freckle
back.
Buddha Wellness.
I love it. I love it. So if anybody's interested or want to hear her story, follow her on her socials too, so you can keep up, even if you're not in the area, because that's what it's all about. It's just supporting each other, even from afar. So I thank you so much, Mary Kate, for being here, telling your story. And it was so nice meeting you. It truly was. And I thank you. And I thank everybody for listening in today. And I will see you all next time. And you guys have a beautiful day and namaste.